Welcome back to the show, Extra Rich. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button next to it so you're notified whenever these videos drop. On the menu for today, we have somebody I've never watched before. I've heard the name, but we have Nick Fuentes. And apparently he has something to say about black people. So I guess let's check it out.
It's a shame. I really do believe, look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, you know, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. And you equate that with danger. And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
See, I noticed, I caught it there at the end. That's his problem. He's living in a place like Chicago, which is obviously overrun with crime, in part because of who they keep electing to run their city. Right now, it's Brandon Johnson. But no, I mean, listen, I don't think Nick, at least based off of what he said there, I don't think he's racist. Because if you talk to a lot of black folks that aren't in the hood, right, who don't participate in, and it ain't, I shouldn't even say the hood, but don't participate in the ghetto activities, we actually agree. We don't fuck excuse my language, we don't we don't mess with them niggas either. Okay, I'm gonna say nigga. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say, right? I'm gonna keep it PG though. We're gonna keep it PG. But that's what we call those types of black people. We call them niggas. You know, you can pretend, you can imagine what word I'm saying. You know, put an N in front of that, right? That's what we call it. We stay far away from those folks. When we see those folks, we go the opposite direction. When we see the YNs, the young dudes with the ski mask on and they pants sagging and the big hoodies and that, like we go the opposite direction. We already know what time it is, right? So there's a lot of black people who actually agree with Nick. So to say that he's racist simply because of that, I think anybody who is calling him racist is probably one of those niggas, like hang around with them types of folks, and they know it, right? And that's why they simply resort to the easy thing, which the easiest thing is just to call him racist. Instead of actually thinking about what he's saying and addressing the issue and what it is that he's saying, because I agree. Listen, if your encounters with a certain group of individuals is always negative, what do you think, you're just going to walk around with a positive attitude towards the folks? Like, no, it's just natural. You're going to start walking around with a negative mindset because, hey, I've learned pattern recognition here. Every time that I run into these types of folks, it's a bad encounter. It's a bad encounter. So yeah, bro, there's like a gnat in here. What the hell? I can't argue with it. I cannot argue with it. I think he's spot on. And I don't think it will change until the parents are held accountable for their children's actions. When the parents have to pay for the crimes that their kids are out here doing, that is when you'll start to see some kind of change. But then also the leadership in these cities, Mayor Brandon Johnson, right, has to speak out against this stuff and be bold against it and start locking these people up for a long time. You start giving people 40-year sentences for robbery, 50-year sentences for robbery. They spend it almost the entire adult life in prison simply for robbery. A lot of this stuff will start to decline. I'm not saying it'll fix the entire issue, but a lot of this stuff will start to decline. The problem is they don't want to prosecute these folks, and even when they do, it's a little slap on the wrist. You get a year. You get 2 years. Whatever. Right? You just 14, so whatever. We'll just throw you in juvie for 6 months, or we'll put you on probation and you'll be back out. Like, no, I don't care if you 14, 25 years. Go sit down. You can go to juvie for 25 for another 4 years since you're 14, and then once you turn 18, you go into the big boy prison, right? For another 21 years. You start doing that, bro, and all this stuff will start declining. Because now you're taking all the negativity off of the streets, right? You're taking it's the same thing that Bukele did. He went up, he rounded up all the criminals, all the gang members, all of them. And anytime any type of gang activity even like starts to sprout, he's out there. He's out there with the military to arrest these folks and throw them in jail. That's the way that you have to do it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep repeating itself, because what's happening in the hood is there's just like a never-ending cycle of crime and poverty, and it's just circling. It's like a toilet that never actually flushes. It's just circling the bowl. Just circling the bowl. You killed 8 people, they come back, kill one of your people, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom, and if somebody happens to be in the middle of that, they get hit too. And it's just wild and crazy, bro. So listen, I don't think that he's racist, at least based off of that statement alone. I'm just reading some of these comments here, and I agree with what Brandon says. The word racist gets thrown around way too much, when in reality, nearly everyone who is called racist has a problem with assholes, not the color of their skin. That's facts. And he said that in the video. It's not black people, it's the action. It's the behavior. It's the inconsideration. It's the ghetto-ness. It ain't black people, because white people can be ghetto too. I know we've all seen a ghetto white person, right? We've all seen it. It's just as annoying when a black person is ghetto and ratchet, So I don't think it has anything to do with skin color. It has everything to do with has everything to do with actions, and that starts in the home. Obviously, having a mother and a father at home, but then also you got to hold these parents accountable. In my humble opinion, hold these parents accountable and stop letting these kids back out onto these streets to just keep repeating the crime cycles that they've been doing. Lock them up for a long time. Throw away the key if you have to, and start holding these parents accountable. And I think a lot of this stuff will change, but of course, not in these Democrat cities. But y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Do you think Nick is racist for his statement, or do you agree with me? Let me know. Peace.